Well, US equity markets have been relatively mixed over the past 24 hours, and this has been a combination of some pretty good corporate earnings results, but also some fairly negative economic news. Corporates in the US are going through their earnings seasons, and so far profits have been relatively good, aided by the fact that the US dollar is weak, and this has helped those that are on the international stage. However, there's also some other news in the market, particularly the fact that Standard & Poor's are getting a bit nervous about the debt position out of the US market. They've changed their outlook on long-term credit for the US government from stable down to negative for their AAA credit rating. If we did see a downgrade in their credit rating, this could be quite massive news for markets. Already, the reaction has seen the US dollar fall, and the Kiwi dollar has lifted a little bit over the past 24 hours. We're still trading well off the highs that we saw on Monday morning, and now we're trading at around 78.80 against the US. Well, the biggest news for the local New Zealand economy this week is, of course, the inflation numbers which were released on Monday. Now, the reason why inflation is key for the New Zealand economy is that the Reserve Bank of New Zealand take inflation as being a key determinant of their monetary policy setting and, of course, for interest rates. The fact that inflation was very high wasn't a surprise. We have seen GST increases, higher oil prices, higher food prices. However, it did come in around what the Reserve Bank were expecting, and for this reason, we're not expecting to see any lifts in the official cash rate until the early part of 2012. So for those of you that are borrowing, we believe that short-term interest rates will stay low right through this year, but longer-term interest rates will start to pick up later on this year, so consider locking in some rates at some point. Over the past week, we've seen Fonterra's CEO talking in the media that he believes that global dairy commodity prices may fall slightly but should stay well above their historical averages. He also believes that any falls will be fairly muted and that we are seeing a fairly stable market in the international environment at the moment. Now, these comments are probably reflective of the latest global dairy trade auction, which was held on Wednesday morning. On a trade-weighted basis, prices actually lifted by a marginal amount, and whole milk powder prices went up the strongest. In my eyes, I do think this is very positive for the market. Prices remain well over 2 times their historical averages, and for this reason, we're still positive about next year's payout, and this is likely to be in excess of $7 per kilogram of milk solids.